Hey, how's it going? It's Kevin Kenny. Welcome to a brand new edition of On the Record. Our guest today, the new buddy, Max.
Yeah. Turn the lights down low.
Or as you say it, I like how you say it. It's three big
letters.
letters.
Small guy.
That's good.
Yeah, man.
Now, I can't be the first person to tell you this next thing. You have a smash hit record on your hands with Lights Down Low.
Oh, it's been a wild journey, and it's been a delightful journey too. So
it's
awesome.
crazy. This song has hit top 25 on pop radio.
Yes,
it's been being played over 145 radio stations across the country. That's insane. It's not even talking about the 82 plus million streams on Spotify alone. So this is just incredible, the success. But it's also your most personal song.
Exactly. Yes.
And isn't that funny? Your most personal song becomes your most successful song.
It was a great lesson in life and music for me, because I spent a long time writing songs that, you think about, what can be on the radio or what will people connect with, and it's always good to think in that way. But this was honestly one of the first times I really just wanted to write something special for my now wife and propose to her with something that was meaningful to us. And of course it is so beautiful that this is the one that ended up being the one that gotten the most ears, and it's a lesson that I never wanted have a hit that didn't mean anything, So I'd say it's an humbling and an honor that this is becoming what people say is a hit to them, because it's the one that it means the most. Has
it changed your approach to songwriting? You write this very personal song, more personal than anything you've ever put forth, and then it becomes so big. Do you approach songs differently now?
100%. I go in, this may never happen again, and that's okay with me, because I'd rather it happen with something again that means this much and as the story. And even after writing this, I was working on the first album, which was called Hell's Kitchen Angel, and I was about halfway through writing it, and this song sort of changed my whole writing game for it. I just started going this new direction, where I wrote this song home with my buddies in AJR, and I had this pregnancy scare with Emily. Like, it was this, she ended up not being pregnant, but it was 2 days later, I had this writing session with them. And usually you get a writing session, and you're like, what should we write about? What's going on with people? And it was one of those moments where I was like, you know what? This was the first time we wrote together, and I said, I'll just tell you this story. Like, I thought I might have a baby, and this was me thinking about, am I ready to be a father at the time, 23 years old? Like, what's my life look like? So it was, again, it's one of the songs that means the most and sort of lasts the longest for me, because it was just a very vulnerable moment of just saying, you know what? I'm going to be transparent about any of these experiences, because that's sort of the responsibility of a singer and a songwriter and an artist, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now, you started writing this song when you first started dating Emily. How far into dating did you start putting pen to paper on this thing?
Oh man, 3 months. It was real quick, and then I proposed 6 months into dating her, and it was all. But it was like I just was saying, my wife's from England, and it was sort of a catalyst of both. I knew she was the one, but I never really thought about marriage. But we kind of hit a crossroads of, is she going to have to go back to England under the new regime of politics that we have in our country? And I was ready to move there with her if I had to. And so we got married so that she could stay here. But also, it's been beautiful, because I knew she was going to be my wife regardless. So that's why it happened so quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. Now, you've performed in all types of places, venues across this country. You've played a lot of shows. I have to imagine, though, your most nerve-wracking performance of your entire life was when you performed this song during your proposal to Emily.
Oh, yeah, totally.
That's wild. Tell us that story.
Oh, it was so, we met in Chicago, and our mutual best friend, I went to camp with her, she went to college with her. We basically schemed this proposal where we had our first date. So she brought her for breakfast at this spot, and then she was like, we're just going to go downstairs. Our homie's downstairs working, like, let's say hello. And they walk into this room, and I had hired a harp player to sing the song, because Emily and I would always joke about having this like dream world where we wake up to a harp player playing on our balcony and waking us up. And so she walked in, and at first there's these two classic pictures where one, she's looking around like, what's going on? And then she realizes what's going down, and she starts bawling out. And in that moment, I didn't really know how I'd feel either. I was super nervous for it. I was freaking out in all ways. And then I start singing the song, and I'm just like nervous singing it. And then I start breaking down crying. And then towards the end, I just proposed. I couldn't even finish the song.
Crazy, man.
It was really special. And my Hobbit family flew in with the ring, because we had just gotten the ring finished the day before.
Was it a custom ring kind
of
deal?
So it was my great grandmother's stone that I wanted to put in a ring that Emily would really love. So we kind of put the new and the old together. Finished the day before. My parents flew in from New York, and they were standing in the corner of the room watching the proposal, and it was like true Lord of the Rings style. They brought the ring, and it was a really special, just kind of crazy day.
That's incredible, man. Now, in the time since the song's been out, some remixes have popped up. The one I really like is the one with Gnash.
Oh, thanks,
That's
man.
cool. How'd that come about?
So Gnash and I have been homies for a long time, and basically we always knew we wanted to collab. It was one of those things where we were like, oh, we got to do something together. And then at the time, I wasn't open about my marriage. I was secretly married for a little bit and not open about the relationship at all. And so
Now, why was that? Just being private, separating the two lives?
Yeah, it was multiple reasons. I had been always open about my relationships, and this was the first time where we both said, you know what, like, let's keep this just us. I don't know let's just be private about this. And it was really nice for a long time. And then we got to a point where in the music world, of course, it's like, oh, you're a 23-year-old pop singer guy. Like, if you're married, it'll all go away. Like, you'll never be successful. And it was scary because I definitely, I love what I do so much. And that was a scary thing to hear. Like, that could be a possibility. And so I was secret about it for a little bit. It took me a long time to gather the courage to be open about it. And so during that time, I told Gnash, I could hear his voice on the song. Someone was like, you guys should collab. And it hit me. I thought, you know what? He could be a part of this song. Like, I would love to hear. So I tell him the real story behind the song. And he connected with it immediately and wrote the verse that you hear on that version the day we talked and recorded it. Nothing different. So it was one of those really just special universe organic moments that you can't really recreate. And yeah, so that's how he got a part of it. And then eventually when we put the video out, my wife is in the video, and that's when we revealed that we were together and married, and the reception was beyond our wildest dreams. It was so beautiful that people connected even more with the song, and that's a beautiful thing about this day and age. People are connecting with real things, and we got to stay real and stay transparent.
Yeah, that transparency, man, is paying off. I mean, huge now. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
So that's all we have to talk about the song. I want to talk about you though, really quick. For anyone watching right now that may not be familiar with your track record, you started performing at the age of 3.
Indeed, babe.
What do you do? What performance are you doing at the age of 3? This is incredible.
Well, I grew up in New York, so I saw a lot of Broadway shows as a kid, and so I would see like Beauty and the Beast, and I'd get home and I'd get in my underwear and I would perform the song or the whole show pretty much for my family and whoever wanted to watch, and so it was always fun just because I caught the bug very early, and my parents were like, this isn't like, do a lot of kids do this? I don't know. Like, and so they started, I just started doing youth theater and stuff. And I was really young for it. So they put me in like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but there were no roles. So I became the king of the Oompa Loompas because I was like the smallest little person.
Nice.
And so I started kind of spoiled. I was like, everyone was carrying me around. I was like, yo, this is tight. I could get used to this kind of life. And then, I learned quickly how the hard work that it takes to continue to be in a career like this. But yeah, I caught the bug early, and I never stopped.
Yeah, I mean, you've done so much in time since. You've been on Broadway, you've been on television. Of course, the music is going crazy right now. But I've heard you say in a recent interview where despite all these interests in the world of acting and in the world of performing, that music was always on the forefront. And I'm wondering, I'd love to ask you, what does music give you, or what does music allow you to do that maybe acting or being on stage doesn't?
I think that it's always story driven, of course, and bringing that honest story to life, whether you're an actor or you're a singer or whatever else. And for me, I've been very lucky to do different acting roles that I've really enjoyed, but I never felt the same way that, I did a movie with Paul Dano called Love and Mercy, and when I saw him act, I was like, yo, this guy is meant to do this. This is unreal, and this is cool. I dig doing this, but he's meant to do this. And I think there were moments like that where I realized I feel that way about music. I'll go to the ends of the earth. I'll play in every city. I'll play in every town. I want to connect with people. And why music is unlike anything else is just it defies language. It defies communities. It's the connective tissue that you can always find a piece of us all that believe in the same parts of love, no matter if you're from Kentucky, you're from Australia, you're from New York. And so for me, that's what I love. I love playing Lights Down Low in different cities and trying to find that same connective tissue that puts us all together. Because when you find that in a room and it's a song that came from a real place, that is a transparent place, there's nothing more rewarding than feeling that connection with those people in a room and knowing we all feel the same way right now. And there's nothing else in the world when you find that special energy.
Absolutely, man. Let's talk tour before we go.
Yes, please.
Roses this fall.
Roses, yeah,
that's gonna
be
fun. Where can people get tickets watching right now?
Yes.
And then also, when does it kick off officially?
We start October 5th. We're up in Vancouver. We do 30 cities across the U.S. and Canada. We're gonna be in New York. We're gonna be all over. It's maxhellskitchen.com/tour. And yeah, we're really excited. It's Chicago sold out. A lot of cities are selling out, so please grab those tickets, Leia. Come dance with us. And yeah, I'm so excited. Touring is my favorite thing in the world. Like I said, just it influences my writing. It influences how you feel about the music. It's the reason we do it, and that's what I love, you know?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, man.
Tickets still available, as Max just mentioned. The track, again, Lights Down Low. I can't imagine anybody watching this has not heard this hit record. But if you haven't, please go out of your way. Check it out. An amazing song. And Max, thanks so much for taking your time.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Billboard. Slay, baby. Yes.